Welcome to Gene's Reviews, where I basically do whatever the hell I want. Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to check one out about the catacombs. And before you leave, before you click off this video, at the very end, before my joke, I'm going to post this other video I made kind of about what my channel is all about. So check that out at the end, and then we'll have the joke. But this is from Top 5 Scary Videos. So let's check this out.
A catacomb is defined by Oxford Dictionary as an underground cemetery consisting of a subterranean gallery with recesses for tombs. As such, anyone who visits any of the various catacombs found around the world will be exposed to a certain level of spookiness as they come face to face with the hundreds to thousands to sometimes even millions of skeletons lining the catacomb walls. So, if all the dead bodies aren't the scariest thing that is found in a catacomb, something is seriously wrong. Hello, I'm Andrew Boyd, and though my corporeal form on Earth is midway through the decomposition process, my spirit, which is still trapped in this lifeless void, is prepared to tell you about the top 5 terrifying discoveries found inside the catacombs. Number 5, the ghosts of the catacombs. When you consider how
I wouldn't want to go in there.
Like old houses,
even on a tour, I don't think I'd want to go in there.
Have a reputation for being haunted due to the discovery of just a few bodies. It comes as no surprise that many of the world's catacombs have apparently been discovered to be haunted by the specters of the past. Take, for example, the Paris catacombs. Built as a mass grave in the 18th century in order to deal with the overflowing of local cemeteries, the Paris catacombs hold the remains of millions of Parisians. A few years after being established, Louis-Étienne Ricard decided to make the catacombs a work of art by arranging the bones into elaborate displays. An inscription in the catacombs even reads, "Arrête, c'est ici l'Empire de la Mort," which translates to "Stop. This is the Empire of the Dead." In the years since, there have been several reports of ghosts wandering the labyrinth-like grave, searching for a way out.
Almost
as if
bet
that
on
weren't
it.
bad enough. Rumor has it that if you come into the catacombs at night, you will hear the whispers of all the spirits of the catacombs, trying to convince you to venture deeper and deeper into the catacombs until you become lost and unable to find your way out. Another often reported ghost is that of Philibert Asper, who was a doorman at the Val-de-Grâce hospital, who made his way into the catacombs in late 1793 when he was sent to fetch liquor from a cellar. With only the light of a single candle to find his way out, he soon became lost and confused. It is also theorized that he was quite drunk at the time. His candle eventually went out, and it became pitch black. He was missing for 11 years before his remains were found and identified due to the hospital keys and the bottle of liquor in his hand. He was interred in the catacombs at the exact location where he was found. In the years since, urban explorers calling themselves cataphiles have reported seeing the spirit of Asper wandering the halls of the catacombs with his
probably
candle
died
on the
really
anniversary of him
suffered
going missing.
really bad.
The cataphiles are known for paying their respects at his grave, and they have named his spirit the protector of the cataphiles. Number 4, living quarters. Moving towards the more tangible discoveries on the list, we have another disturbing discovery from the Paris catacombs. In 2004, the French police were exploring a restricted area of the Paris catacombs when they were met with the sound of a vicious guard dog barking at them. They searched for the dog and discovered that the sound was actually coming from a PA system that was playing pre-recorded barking. The police continued to search and found that the section of the catacombs had been wired for electricity and was stealing power from the buildings above.
Wow.
And that whoever was stealing the power had also set up working phone lines. They continued their search and found that a bed, a bar, a lounge, a workshop, and even a makeshift cinema had been installed in the catacombs, with seats
Let's
for
go
up to 20
underground
people
and
having
party.
been carved into the stone of the catacombs. As if that weren't bad enough, they realized that the area was also filled with security cameras that were recording them. The police left in order to assemble a larger team with plans to return to investigate further. When they returned with more men, they discovered that the wiring, as well as all the furniture, drinks, cameras, phones, cinema projectors, and other electronics had vanished. The only thing that remained was a note, written by the mastermind who had managed to assemble this living quarters in the catacombs for the police. It read, "Ne cherchez pas," or "Don't search." No trace of this strange squatter was ever found.
That's really
and this
cool.
story remains one of the most unusual in the Paris catacombs' long history.
That'd be a great place to watch a horror
Stepping
movie.
away from Paris for a bit, let's explore the infamous Znojmo catacombs in the Czech Republic. Although commonly known as the Znojmo catacombs, this is actually a misnomer, as there is no evidence that they were used for the internment of human remains. However, this doesn't mean that these passages weren't commonly filled with corpses. Originally used as subterranean cellars by the locals during the Middle Ages, in the 14th and 15th century, these various individual cellars began to be linked together, transforming them into a massive maze of tunnels covering a distance of over 30 kilometers. To this day, the tunnels have not been completely mapped, as there are sections that have been completely flooded. During times of war, the locals would hide in the catacombs. It had water due to a series of wells.
Be a good place to hide.
It also had sewage and drainage systems to keep the tunnels clean, and due to shafts leading to the fireplaces and chimneys of the buildings above it, it also had ample ventilation. Locals were also able to use the tunnels to get out of the city should a quick escape be needed. If they were invaded, the invaders would be met with an empty city whose chimneys were inexplicably still spewing smoke, giving the place an eerie ghost town vibe. But what would happen if the invaders found one of the entrances to the catacombs and entered the tunnels? Well, there were measures in place to make sure that those who didn't know the secrets of the catacombs would never find their way out. Beyond simply being a confusing underground maze, the catacombs were constructed with an elaborate series of traps worthy of an Indiana Jones movie. The catacombs feature narrow choke points, as well as trap doors which would drop unsuspecting invaders to their deaths. Perhaps most clever were the series of slippery slides, which led to deep, inescapable pits, so the invaders would end up trapped without food or water and with no means of escape.
Booby trap
While the
'em.
catacombs provided locals with a safe haven during times of war, for the enemies it was a nightmarish labyrinth where death could wait around every corner.
It's clever.
With few soldiers ever getting out once they entered the tunnels. Number 2, the bodies of the lost. As catacombs in their most traditional form are designed to be mass graves filled with the bodies of the deceased, it should come as no surprise when bodies are found within their walls, even if it is kind of spooky. However, there's a big difference between finding a body that has been interred in the grave and finding a body that absolutely should not be there.
Right.
It is not uncommon for bodies of lost explorers to be found in catacombs all over the world, such as poor Philibert from entry number 1, who was found in the Paris catacombs. However, for our examples for this entry, let us explore the Odessa catacombs, located in the Ukraine. The Odessa catacombs are another example of catacombs that don't fit the classical definition,
Another
as they
place
were
to hide.
constructed mostly for the purpose of mining, rather than the storage of dead bodies. Although there are rumors that after World War II, the catacombs were used to store executed German soldiers.
Oh, wow.
The catacombs are some of the largest in the world, running up to 2,500 kilometers. They were used as air raid shelters during the Second World War and as fallout shelters during the Cold War,
Right.
and have apparently been used by smugglers in order to transport goods and hide treasure. Over the years, several people have made their way into the Odessa catacombs only to never find their way out. For example, in 2015, a man brought his girlfriend into the catacombs in order to end her life with an axe. And in 2011, another murder victim was found in the catacombs after having been there for an estimated 3 to 6 months. One of the most infamous cases of someone dying and later being found in the catacombs is a girl named Masha. In 2005, Masha and her friends entered the catacombs for a New Year's Eve party. They stayed the night and drunkenly made their way back to their homes the next day. Unfortunately, they were so intoxicated that they didn't realize that Masha wasn't with them. She had wandered off and gotten lost in the tunnels. After a few hours, her flashlight battery would have died, and she would have spent the rest of her life wandering around the tunnels
That
in the
would be
dark,
terrible.
searching for food,
Like
water,
a
and
week
a
or
means of
two,
escape. It is
probably. probably
hoped
and
that
just
she froze to
suffering.
death within a few hours. Otherwise, she would have become delirious with dehydration and taken up to a week to pass.
Oh, man.
Her body was discovered in 2009 when a group of teenagers stumbled across it. The body stayed where it was found until 2 years later when a laborer removed the body in hopes of getting a reward from the family. He wrapped the remains in a blanket, but the words he used to describe the state of the body when he found it are quite visceral, as he called the body bone soup. Masha's story is tragic, but illustrates the importance of staying out of dangerous places when you are alone.
And maybe don't
Number
drink
one,
when you
the
go
dead
down
man's
there.
Camera. In the 1990s, a group of explorers
This
were wandering
one
the
I've
Paris
seen. It's
catacombs
terrifying.
when they found something lying on the ground. A dust-covered video camera with over 40 minutes of footage on it. The footage showed an explorer wandering the halls of the dead and studying the remains. Occasionally, he would see bones on the ground in the shape of arrows, presumably being used to mark a path.
Okay.
Suddenly, the man starts running, and we can hear his breathing getting louder and louder, with him seemingly getting more and more panicked. He begins to look around in confusion, seemingly unsure of which way to go in the maze-like tunnels. The camera is the man's only source of light in the dark tunnels, which is why it's so surprising when he suddenly drops the camera and continues running deeper and deeper into the
He was
catacombs
losing his mind.
with nothing to light his way.
That's what
no
I
trace
think.
of the man has ever been found, and we have no idea what he was running from, and many assume that this footage shows the final moments of this man's life.
Yeah.
There is no way to verify the events found on the footage as being real or a hoax or even a prank. But the questions that the tape raises were enough to inspire the 2014 horror film As Above, So Below.
That's a
which
good
is a found
movie,
footage
too.
film about urban explorers
Really
getting lost
good.
in the catacombs and becoming beset by paranormal forces. When wandering through a maze of corpses, finding something disturbing or even terrifying is far from the realm of impossibility. However, I hope this video has taught you to stick with the guided tour if you ever find yourself in any of the world's
And
catacombs.
don't drink when
the
you
dark
go down
forces
there.
that run this evil dimension have asked that I remind you to like and comment on this video and to subscribe to our channel, lest they be forced to trap you in an inescapable labyrinthine void where you will be forced to
Okay, well, that was top 5 scary videos. Terrifying discoveries found inside the catacombs. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of that. Now here's the video about what my channel, my YouTube channel, is all about. I just wanted to make this video today to explain a little bit about what I'm trying to do on my channel. I do all kinds of different stuff, as you know, because I do whatever the hell I want. But one thing that really irritates me, I don't really watch a lot of reaction channels because I think they're fake, in my opinion, and I want something that's real. So when you watch one of my videos, that's the first time I'm watching that video. Just so you know. Sometimes I'll skim through them really quick just to see if it's going to be any good or if I think it's going to be any good. But for the most part, I don't watch these videos before I watch them with you guys because I want the reaction to be natural. There's a lot of these that I don't think they're natural at all. They're putting it on and it irritates me. I understand they're, you know, trying to entertain and stuff like that. But like one thing that really irritates me is there's one channel, and I'm not going to mention the channels that I don't like. I'm not going to mention them by name. But there's another ghost hunting reaction channel, and just the thumbnails on it drive me crazy. Every single one of them, this person's like, ah, oh, ah, ah. You know, the reactions are so over the top. If he's getting that scared watching these videos, why is he watching them? There's nothing scary about most of these ghost hunting videos, in my opinion, because most of them aren't real. But the ones that are real, I might get a little jump scare or something like that, but it's deceiving to me. I don't like it. That's the type of reaction channels that I really don't like, is those fake ones. And then they react fake in the video too. But I'm going to mention a few that I really like. And some of these, they don't consider themselves reaction channels. I think reaction channels has gotten a bad name, in my opinion. But they call themselves like commentary. They commentate on, or they do commentaries on different things. See, I can't spit my words out real good sometimes, but there's a few that I really like. One is a reaction channel, and they react a lot to music. And I love this channel because these guys are natural. I'll bet if you saw them on the street, they'd be exactly like they are in the videos. And that's Rob Squad Reactions. If you get a chance, watch these guys. It's a man and woman who are married, and they're in the Oklahoma area. But they also have a movie channel, Rob Squad Movie Reactions, where twice a week they'll watch a movie and they react to it and make comments and stuff like that while the movie's going on. I want to find out how they're doing that because it's really, really clever to me. I never thought that would be interesting to watch something like that, but it really is. I'd recommend watching one that you've already seen the movie because they chop it up because of copyright reasons. And that's another thing. The editing on it is insane. They'd have to spend days editing it, I would think. I don't know how they get it done so quick and get these out there so quick. But they'll show like little clips of the movies for maybe like 5 or 6 seconds, and they sit there and show them, and they talk and they react and stuff like that. And it's real natural. It's real. So I like them guys. Rob Squad Reactions and Rob Squad Movie Reactions. Then another one that's more of like a commentary channel is Mr. GG. If you ever get a chance, he's hilarious. He's really, really good. It's MISTA-GG. And he does a lot of movie reviews, like the worst movies I've ever seen, the worst horror movie I ever seen, and stuff like that. And he's real natural and real entertaining to watch. Another one that I really like is Leon Lush. And he has another channel. I can't think of the name of it, but he does it with his wife. And he's along the lines of Mr. GG. But he reacts to a lot of different videos and does commentary on them and stuff. And he's really funny also. Another one that I've just recently found and I subscribed to it and started listening to it, is called Zeducation. Now this guy does more along the lines of reactions like I do, except he does like pause it a lot more and talk about this stuff. And he's just, I'll bet if you saw him on the street, he'd be exactly like he is in this video. And I find that compelling. I like watching that. So I just wanted to make this video talking about basically what I'm trying to do on my channel. I want my reactions to be natural. I don't want anything staged about them. Also, you might see me doing some other things on here, like I've done some acting in my life, so I might do some monologues on here or some comedy or something like that. And I might also do some singing because I've done a lot of singing in my life. So you might see me do like a karaoke cover or something on here. I don't really play any instruments well enough to do it, but I just wanted to make this video to let you guys know a little bit more about my channel and what I'm trying to do with it. And now, how about a joke? Did you hear about the guy who invented the umbrella? He was originally just going to call it umbrella, but he hesitated. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hashtag Mean Gene, all that fun stuff. And if you like this video, tell all your friends, leave a comment down below. And if you didn't like it, then just shut up. And I will see you next time.